Namaskar and welcome to the podcast week for the year 2025-26 of our Compliance Week podcast. My name is Hitesh Sindwani. I'm your host. Today I'm joined by somebody who's got extensive hands-on leadership experience along with operational excellence experience within the banking industry, decades of it. It's our own Executive Director, Shri Sanjay Rudra, sir. Sir, on behalf of the compliance team and all our UBI podcast viewers, I welcome you and thank you for giving us time for this discussion.
Good afternoon, Hitesh.
Good afternoon,
Thank
sir.
you for calling me.
Thank you, sir. That's wonderful, sir. Sir, you come with very rich experience and decades of experience actually. And you have a very unique vantage point because you've seen the other bank, which is Bank of Maharashtra and now Union Bank of India. With such rich experience, what values do you think you carried all the way through your journey and your career?
See, though both the banks are the public sector bank having a lot of commonality, but ultimately what I find in the banking, the vintage which I am carrying is how you carry forward your activity in day-to-day affairs. Importantly, whether I am compliant oriented person in my activities, it is proper compliances are there or not, that is very important. As you grow in your life from scale 1 to ED positions, you will find that your dimension is changing. You are maturing with the time. So, with the maturity, you also learn a lot of things.
Right.
And whatever the learnings you have, how you are employing those learnings in your activity, that is very important. So, what I have seen over a period of time, that since the banking is very dynamic and it is also evolving over a period of time, we need to see what is the present day, today what is important for the bank. We have to see that is very important. So, there what I find especially is the area of banking, the changing dynamics is that digital has become very important today.
It is.
So, in digital banking, the major concern which is evolving is the cybersecurity.
Yes.
It's a very serious issue for the bank as well as for the public who are utilizing these digital journeys. In fact, whenever I discuss, especially with the people from the cybersecurity, I always say that cybersecurity is not a problem of the customers or the fraudulent people. It is the bank who is responsible for creating an environment where the safeguards can be built in the system, which will prevent the customer from any frauds.
Absolutely.
So, that area which I especially believe over a period of time has already developed a lot, but more development is required on that area.
So, over the next 2-3 years, you see a lot of focus coming here in this area or any other area that you see will evolve more significantly?
Over the last past 10 years,
Ji.
if you see the changing scenario, bank is gradually replaced by the digital banking completely. Even people are talking about whether there will be a concept of banking in the brick and mortar or not.
Right.
Though I am not sure whether it will be there or not. But one thing which I can definitely say that with new digital banking system, it will definitely ease out the activities for the people in the digital area to do that day-to-day banking activity, both from the customer side and from the employee side also.
Right.
So, it is the evolving things and today whatever the way we are thinking the digital banking, it may undergo complete change, which the way the analytics and AIs are coming into play, definitely some major changes. I am expecting some major disruptions will happen because of the digital interventions and especially on the AI side.
Right.
AI will be the one game changer for banking also.
Right. And with such beautiful transformations that are taking place, how do you define a compliance focused organization versus an organization which is not so compliance focused? And in the industry, banking industry itself, there are so many examples of organizations that have lost their way because they weren't focusing on compliance. How do you define a compliance focused organization, sir?
As you know that banking is basically an activity of trust. Okay, and how the trust evolves, it is only on because of the compliance.
Right.
And compliance, I don't see as a separate activity actually. But I find that compliance should be a culture of people.
Yeah.
Compliance should be a culture of a bank. Then only it will be an organizations can be treated as a compliance oriented organizations.
Right.
Compliance oriented organizations are always more sustainable and going forwards the long life of organizations. For example, I will give Lehman Brothers.
Ji.
What is the reason why the Lehman Brothers was collapsed? Not in a simple way. It's a complete collapse happened. Is because of the non-compliance of certain things. And fortunately, we have a very good regulator, RBI being a central bank and regulator of the banks also. What we have seen over a period of time, the way the RBI has managed all the bank, they have tried to develop the compliance culture of the bank. And that is why today's banking, if you see, especially the public sector banks, are compliance oriented, and people also has a very confident that yes, if you go to the public sector banks, things are okay. It is only because of the development of the compliance.
Absolutely.
I remember once upon a time, the compliance was not recorded or documented process. When I joined the bank in 92, almost 33 years back, at that time compliance was not a recorded, documented process. But at that time also compliance was important. Today also compliance is important.
Absolutely.
Today is more important because things has increased a lot.
Yeah.
Earlier we had a branch with 20 people, 20 crore of business. Now the same branch with 20 people is having 2,000 crore of business. Right. So business volume has changed. Right. The way of business has changed. People mindset has changed. So compliance has become more important. And I have a strong belief that with proper compliance, only the organization can grow and sustain for long.
Right. It's a silent force that protects the bank's reputation and also aids the growth. So, very nicely put, sir. So, coming back to one of the example that you were saying that when you joined, the environment was much smaller, the operations were much smaller. Coming to branch operations, and you've seen this evolve, how's compliance landscape changed from what it was, let's say, decades ago for branches to now?
There are a lot of changes has happened.
Okay.
As I was telling Hitesh that earlier it was compliance was happening but not documented. Documented right. In the sense, earlier also the visits were there. People were visiting the units to verify whether the activities is going on rightly or not.
Right.
But today simply visiting is not going to solve your problems. You have to understand whether the things which has been financed by the bank is properly done or not, whether that is compliance oriented funding has been done, whether all regulation has been taken care or not. So all these things has changed. So you have to be very careful for doing your day-to-day activity, whether opening KYC has become a so important points for compliance.
And become simpler also, sir.
And simpler also. KYC is, what is the definition itself says, know your customer.
Correct.
Earlier day it was very convenient to know about the customer because you had a direct connect with the customer. Now, since number has increased, branches may not be having the direct connect. So at the time of onboarding itself, it is very important that you know your customer properly. So if you know the customer, then only you can onboard the customer in a safe, for the safe journey.
Right.
That's very important.
I agree, sir. I agree. और सर जो ये फ्रंटलाइन एम्प्लॉयज़ होते हैं उनका दो स्ट्रेस होता है, एक तो बिजनेस टारगेट और दूसरा होता है कि कंप्लायंस को मीट करना. उसको बैलेंस कैसे करेंगे? How do they get to a point where they're able, and a lot of people are able to balance, but कई बार ये क्वेश्चन आता है कि अरे बहुत टारगेट हैं, how do we make both ends meet? What's your guidance to those?
नहीं, अगर आप compliance को अपना कल्चर बना लेंगे, then it is not difficult.
Very
if you feel this is a separate activity, then it's a problem. At a branch, when you see the branch, every compliance activity originates at branch, because for our system of banking, we depend completely on branch.
Right.
Branch में कोई भी business आया तो branch में ही आएगा, कोई भी account open हुआ तो branch में होगा. जो भी अच्छा या बुरा होता है वो branch में होता है. है ना? तो इस अच्छाई के लिए जो compliance की requirement है वो उस अच्छाई के लिए ही है. वो ऑटोमेटिकली कोई भी रॉन्ग हैपनिंग्स को रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर देगी।
जी, I see.
तो ओरिजिनेट जहाँ हो रहा है, इफ़ वी कैन पुट द बैलेंस between, as you rightly said, there are sometimes the people feel that कि अरे ये compliance करूँ या business
Target करूँ,
that is also many a time I have heard from the people. लेकिन आप देखो कि क्या आप कोई भी ऐसा बिजनेस कर सकते हो जिसमें compliance ना हो? आप सोच नहीं सकते।
पॉसिबल ही नहीं है सर वो, और ट्रस्ट तो उधर से ही आता है। जी,
तो आप अगर उसमें उस समय अगर आप उसको बोलोगे कि भाई नहीं तुम कंप्लायंस कर लो, बिजनेस नहीं करो, तो ये नहीं पॉसिबल है। इसके लिए हमारे एमडी साहब ने भी जो स्लोगन दिया है कि बिजनेस फर्स्ट, कंप्लायंस ऑलवेज, दैट इज वेरी ट्रू फॉर योर एक्टिविटी ऑल्सो, डे टू डे एक्टिविटी ऑल्सो, इट इज नेसेसरी। सो वट एवर यू डू, इफ यू आर कमिंग टू बैंक, come in time, that is also a part of compliance.
It's part of compliance, absolutely.
Conduct yourself in a way which bank wants, that is also part of compliance.
Right.
But doing that, whether you are not focused on your activity, it will be a wrong thing to say.
Absolutely.
So yes, this has to be done, but at the same time the compliance. And so gradually we have to teach our people that don't segregate the compliance as a separate activity. Continue with the present activity only. Gradually you will also develop and learn how to do the compliance. I understand sometimes some challenges are there.
Right.
It may be it's a new entrant in the banking where you may not be knowing. See, knowledge and compliance is separate thing. It's not that knowing something only will help you to compliance.
True.
So you acquire the knowledge, that's a very important, but at the same time focus on the compliance also. Don't ignore. If you start ignoring, then it will be a problem for you.
Very interesting, sir. I think that's a very nice message. Sir, I'll come back to you personally, and people who work very closely with you and who know you believe that you bring in calmness and clarity of thought to your decision making. Is it through personality, experience, or something else? Where does this come from, sir?
It is basically from the experience over a period of time, with maturity also.
Yes.
Initially when you join, you are always dynamic, you take quick decisions.
Right.
Sometimes the decisions can be without having giving proper thought on that.
Right.
So over a period of time, with your ups and downs in the life, you understand how decisions should be taken and at what time and how, whether it should be an aggressive decision or cool and calm decisions or not. But over a period of time, I have learned one thing, that if you take decisions with a proper informed decision, important decisions are never wrong or right.
Right.
Outcomes are wrong or right.
Very nice said, sir. Very well said. Yes.
So when you take decision, you don't know what will happen in the future.
Right.
But you take the decision with proper integrity and calmness.
Fantastic.
And well informed decisions are always good. It will always protect you in the life. And banking is also a very risk prone area.
Right.
So any wrong decisions creates problem in your life. So if you have taken any decision with calmness and with integrity, then there will not be any problem. I am confident, and I follow that theory only till now.
Fantastic, sir. This is a great guidance and good nugget of encouragement as well in that sense for somebody who's like me and people who are watching how to approach your own decision making. Sir, any message for the team that's watching our podcast today? Anything to our UBI employees?
Yeah, thank you, Hitesh, for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Through your platform only, I would like to appeal to all the people. Make a bank a compliant oriented with a good business. I want to see the business should happen in a better way, properly, and the RBI should also be, our regulators should also be very happy to see that, and they can take our name that yes, Union Bank is one of the bank who is having a very compliant oriented bank and doing good customer service to the society. Thank you. Thank you, Hitesh.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Signing off, this is Shri Sanjay Rudra at the end of this podcast. Thank you.